Good morning to the new members and to the old members that have found their way back to the community. I need you just as much as you need me. In this morning's update, we're going to go over several key factors involving XRP, and we'll also take a look at Bitcoin as it's up 385 points and reverse back up over 51,000. We've got XRP this morning up 1.74%, and the XRP market cap is pushed up 526.75 million to about 29.65 billion. The XRP price sits right around 54.3 cents. And XRP managed to bounce off of the 53.5 cent support zone from the descending triangle breakout from January of 2024's pattern formation. And now we managed to hold that on the daily close the last several days. And now it looks like we're starting to trend up. We'll see the exact next region that we have to push up to, and then we'll see what results after that. But right now, if the confirmation holds on the January of 2024 formation, we're now firmly working within the July of 2023 pattern. And we'll go over everything that means and what that implies going forward. And we'll see the targeted zones above here if we do manage to push the July of 2023 pattern formation. We'll see how that could lead to a culmination here in the rising channel resistance around 66.6 cents. I am still anticipating a move up to that range, but we'll see if there's more consolidation to come or if this can now happen on a straight shot. Make sure to hit that like button so YouTube will recommend this video. It'll allow new people to reach this community and allow us to expand our reach, but it'll also give the potential to maybe some older viewers that haven't found their way back home yet, and they just haven't seen the recommendation by YouTube, and maybe it'll pop back up on their feed by us hitting that like button, or by the viewers hitting the like button, and then YouTube recommends the video. It can help expand the audience. So please do that, and I'm going to do the intro very quickly to timestamp this. Good morning, 10:48 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on this Saturday, February 24th, 2024. I'm XRP Future Millionaire, and I reside in the great state of Michigan. So the overwhelming mindset between the XRP community, XRP holders potentially giving in, or just the commentary on the grand scale is very negative towards XRP. It's very bearish towards XRP, and it seems like XRP is the worst investment known to man. XRP holders are starting to dump their XRP by more than just a few. The comments, not just in my community, but across YouTube and social media, or where you can see it within like X, or formerly known as Twitter, the public perception is becoming bearish. The public perception is becoming that this is a shit token, that it's a manipulator's coin, and that there's no way XRP can even get back to $1, let alone get back up to all-time highs. This is the narrative we want. This is what we want building. We want public perception to be so down in the gutters that you buying it makes it feel like you've made the worst mistake ever based on others' opinions. This is what we want. You never want... So basically, when you see rallies start, you're not seeing everybody saying, I'm buying. You're not seeing everybody going out on social media telling everybody to buy and all this. You start to see the public perception sway to, don't hold this, only a fool would hold this. There's no upside potential. It's been doing this for several years, and since all time, or in the last 3 years, we're down by 50 or 70%. We're talking about different patterns. All we need to understand, and we'll start from farther out and work our way in so that it makes perfect sense of how we went from the overall consolidation of a 6-year pattern to breaking it down to a pattern that's inside of the last 3 months. And we'll start here. So XRP on the all-time pattern, and I've got 4 different charts, 3 with just the price action, 1 with the XRP market cap. So XRP, if we go all the way back to all-time highs, if you're new, this will be a nice rendition and a nice rundown for everybody on this Saturday morning. So January of 2018, we hit all-time highs here between 330 and 350, depending on exchanges. Took us 27 months to come back down and reestablish an uptrending support down here. In March of 2020, we reestablished it again in December of 2020 after the lawsuit was announced. 3 months after that, or 4 months after that, we ended up at $1.97 all time, or the swing high of 2021. and we hit our second hit of downtrending resistance. Then we had to converge back down to the uptrending support. Instead of it being 10 cents now, it was around 28.6. We converged there in 22, hit it again in 23, popped up in July of 23, failed to hit the downtrending resistance for a third time. We've already validated support 3 to 4 times on that uptrend. And now it still looks like, to me, even if we are bearish, it still looks like XRP needs to come up and hit this downtrending resistance. If we hit it by around Easter, it'd be around 70 cents. Had we have hit it on February 9th, it would have been all the way up. I mean, you're talking, let's see, where's February 9th now? Or not February 9th. Yeah, February 9th. If we would have hit it February 9th, it would have been February 5th, let's just say. February 12th, 78.5 cents. As of right now, if we hit it by April 1st, you're at about 72.6 cents. So I'm still expecting a bounce up there, or a rally up there. And that doesn't mean we're going to break out. A breakout target over time, if you did break the 6-year consolidation, would be about $1.97 from this area. It would take time to get there, but it would be a retest of that failed push into a bear market rally that attempted to disguise itself as a bull market, but we got rejected at $1.97 in 2021, proving that it was nothing more than a bear market rally. Now, if we broke out of this, we'd retest that failed bear market rally at $1.97, and then we would see if we had a catalyst to go to all-time highs. And if it finishes if this culminates to the end of the year, this pattern can go until December of this year. We've talked about it since 21. It just so happens that the pattern is converging and will end in about 10 months at the most. So that's how we get to the all-time pattern. Now we go to the June of 2022 formation, which XRP's been in a rising channel since then. Well, with that being the case right now, this is the rising channel. Support started all the way back here in June of 22. Resistance hit for the first time in October, and we've been going through it. Every time we come up, it always ends up back within the rising channel. And the 1 or 2 times we've fallen below on a wick, it comes back up. So right now, that's what we're looking to target in the June of 2022 formation if we can confirm this breakout, which we're attempting to right now, and that would put us at 66.6 cents. Now, going to the July of 2023 formation is right here. And as you see, we've come from 2018. Now we flipped it into the pattern to June of 2022, and now it's merging into the July of 2023 formation as it's smaller and smaller parts of the pattern, but each part is integral to get you to the next position. So right now we've got this formation that's formed. We've got the downtrending resistance that it looks like it's hunting around 58.3. We have started an uptrending support now within this formation to try to validate that this is a consistent uptrend, and if this ascending formation breaks out, this is where it's proving to us that this could be the breakout attempt. So we've had 1 hit of support down here, 2, 3, actually 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It's hit it 7 times this new uptrend and hasn't broken. So now it appears to me that we should have a retest around 58 cents. If we can get past 58 cents, well, then we know we're moving up to around that 66 points, about that 66.6 cent level if we push up to the rising channel resistance from June of 22. So this formation is July of 2023, and I think it's imperative we go through all of this morning for anybody new and the older users to see exactly what is going on. Over here, which is what we're currently working on, the short-term breakout of the January of 2024 formation, which you can see clearly it started in January. Beginning of January, hit the resistance, down to support, resistance, support, resistance. Now we're attempting the breakout. We're hitting the outside in the daily candle for 1, 2, 3, 4, about 5 days, 6 days now we've closed on top. We came down and retested the pivot point of 534. And right now on today's daily candle, we're just looking to close above, let's just call it for what it is, 534 today. We've hit the crescendo point. Then we're looking to push past in time above that 56 cent mark to get above the 200-day in the daily. And then we open up the door for the push up to 66.6 cents. We do know we have 58 cents over the top, but remember what we just talked about, pushing over the 200-day resistance, which is right around 56.3. That would push us into that next tier and open up the door for that resistance from the July of 2023 formation, as we spoke about. So it looks like something is culminating here, and we'll have to see if it does break to the top side. But if it does, these are the formations that allow you to set it up individually to get into the true pattern formation. And I've been having a lot of fun breaking it down in that sense now recently, because then you can see each and every optic that we have to deal with. Whoops. So yeah, that makes it an integral part of what we're doing. And then if we look at the daily time frame on the consolidation, I pointed it out yesterday and I'll point it out again today. On the reversal, we had 19 million on Binance on day one. The second day of this reversal down, 15.2 million. Third day of the reversal down on the most volatile day, 12.96 million. That means the volumes decreased by about 40% from the top. And actually, overall, we know from a grand scale on all exchanges, XRP volume on the retracement is down 68%, which means that it's telling us that we should be looking for a bullish reversal here. And looking at the pattern formation, seeing that we're on top of a descending triangle that started in January of 24, and we're trying to validate the breakout, and the fact that the weekly time frame, that golden cross still has not given way. And now we're working our hardest to get back above 532 on this weekly candle and then push up. And the weekly candle closes tomorrow. So if we can get back above 53.2 cents, we're on the right side of town for the first time in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, in 7 weeks. We'd be on the right side of town. And we would have held this entire consolidation like we've talked about. And this weekly golden cross will not give way unless we were to break down to like 38 or 44 cents for a couple weeks. But if we do bounce off of this and we get back on top of the weekly, that weekly would be an explosive move is what it's signaling. Each of the last 2 times XRP had a weekly golden cross. It's dropped at least 60%. This time it dropped about 53.5%. So then in each of the 3 instances, you have a weekly golden cross. It's the only 3 times in its history on its chart. A golden cross in the weekly, which is where the 50 EMA line moves through the 200, or the way I do it, 20 through the 200. But either case, it happened on all 3 of these, either way you look at it. And now that would be an explosive move. Every time after that, if it were to hold up, there was a several 100% move with XRP after its weekly golden cross. Some much higher than, one was much higher than a several 100%. But they always culminated with at least a 53% breakdown in each of the 3 occurrences. And this was the least of a breakdown, but it still hit that 53% mark approximately. So now we're looking for that explosive move. If it does manage to break out of this and hold, we should have a volatile swing to the top side like we haven't seen in quite some time. Both times with the weekly golden cross, we had explosive moves. Just explosive moves to all-time highs. And then the last occurrence of the weekly golden cross, we had to push all the way up to the swing high in 2021, and it was explosive. It was explosive. It went up about 400, or what was it? From the bottom to when that formation started, it went up, what, 1,500%? It was only at like 15, 16 cents when that started. So maybe a little bit lower after it all culminated. So we're looking at a serious opportunity here. If you break it out from the long term to the short term, you can see how we are attempting to break out. We talked yesterday, what if this is trying to pull a W reversal here? And it looks like it's starting. If this continues to break up, we were on to something yesterday. So we have to pay very, very, very close attention to XRP's formation, because I think there's a lot being lost in the optics, and what we're really building on right now is something big. Like there's going to be an enormous breakout at some point here in the near future. And yes, I've seen the comments, a lot of people, oh, XRP, I get it. But that's the negativity, and that's taking it from an emotional standpoint and not looking at the evidence in front of us. I don't do things from an emotional standpoint. I do it from the power of positivity. I do it from an angle of love, and I do it from an angle of transparency. So I'm not afraid to say what I think and think what I say. So, you know, we're in a very interesting spot. Up 1.79% as we finish the technical analysis on the XRP price action, as it's been 14 minutes. And hopefully you were able to absorb something within that 14 minutes. XRP up 1.79%, or up 521.296 million on the XRP market cap at 29.645 billion. Looks like we created a W reversal right at the pivot point at 28.79 and the support structure, which means if we break up true, this should bring us up to about 31.4 billion. That should allow us to at least complete the formation up to that 58 cent and some change mark. And then if we can get out of this and we do start pushing up, for that rising channel resistance at about 66.6 cents, we are going to have to come up a little bit here. And that could put us up into that 32.5 billion range, or at least start trending in that area to where maybe that's how we get close to there, and then we finish it off up in that range. So pay very close attention to XRP. it has, from a prior part in the pattern, if we look at this, it has actually started like what could be considered an ascending formation. So let's just see how this finishes out. I accidentally moved that over when I started this, but this is what it's kind of looking like here. So pay attention to that with the XRP market cap. And at some point, if we were to break through this area, 38.9 billion, but that happens if XRP can finish off a long-standing pattern that we have to get through many levels first before we can even discuss. But that should give you some optimism on this Saturday morning. Now that you understand XRP's pattern from anywhere from 3 months out all the way to 6 years out. And we've done every pattern from the all-time high run in 2016 or 2018 in January, and the convergence and how we've converged all the way for the last 6 years. And this formation will end in December of 24 at worst. We've gone back to the July of 2023 pattern as far back as June of 2022 as well. And then we ended here on the January of 2024 formation that we're attempting the breakout as we speak. Bitcoin's up 392 points or 0.77% here this Saturday morning. Bitcoin again, I keep telling everybody, don't lose your shorts. Well, a lot of people have lost their shorts going short. Now they've lost their shoes. Please don't lose your top hat on the way out. Gets very sunny, especially if you're thinning your hair, you know. So, and for me, a top hat's important. You got to wear the top hat. So, but if Bitcoin does break up and it is holding this structure, we're going to if this is playing out in a bull flaggy setup, and we've already talked about this many times, if this plays out bull flaggy and it pushes up, you will retest this area around 55K. And if it breaks out, the technical target's all the way up there at 66K. And that's from the current area. If it comes out over more, and let's just say it does one of these and then it breaks out and it pushes here, that's going to make it a little bit higher target. This is attempting a breakout of a broadening wedge on Bitcoin. And you had resistance way back here. It started in December of 23. Then you had support, resistance, all the way back down to support here in January of 24. Back up to resistance in February of 24. Now, if this is a bull flag and plays up, anticipate something like that. Unless this bull flag plays down, which is possible, then you hit that ascending formation for a fourth time, and that should put you somewhere between 47.7 and about 49,000, depending on where you would hit. So let's pay attention to that, because in fact, Bitcoin has indeed put out an ascending formation within that broadening wedge. And this is where you try to confirm if a pattern breakout is indeed going to be validated. It doesn't necessarily need to come there since it's already rotated all the way up. Now it could be just bull flagging out. So we'll see. But very interesting times ahead of Bitcoin, and it is not as bearish as everybody's making it. We've had a cup and handle that is now attempting to put in a bullish handle. If that's the case, you're going to 66. It'll end up at 66. At least in the immediate short term, you'll end up running to 55. And then if you ran to 55, if it broke up, then maybe you would retrace down to about 50 and a half, 52, and then boom. So we've got a lot of opportunity here with Bitcoin. We're on the top end of this formation still. And until it breaks down, don't overanalyze this. Let this pattern continue to play out as it is necessary, because if that does play out in a bull flag, we're coming to 55K at minimum. At minimum. And we've measured it out as a bull flag, and that would bring you to 66K. The farther we go in the pattern, the higher it's going to go up, but it's still relevant to the same area. 66K is where we're looking. 66,400 if we were to break up. You would have to have several consolidations to hold this broadening wedge support if we did break out. But right now, this ascending formation with what looks like a converging bull flag is giving me very big optimism. Very big optimism. Many people are turning away from crypto. Many people are saying how it's never going to go up and how Bitcoin's getting ready to drop 15,000 now. Not so fast, my friends. Not so fast, my friends. Oftentimes when public perception is aimed one way, there's a reason why. Oftentimes when it makes it look like a certain asset class is shit, there's a reason why. And just as everybody is jumping ship, there's a reason why the sales are opened up and you become to go parabolic at that point. Nobody opened the sales yet for XRP. We're trying to get the catalyst from Bitcoin, but we are very close. I'm XRP Future Millionaire. If you got anything out of this morning update, please make sure to hit that like button so YouTube will recommend this video. If you appreciate my work, hit that subscribe button and join the almost 20,300 subscribers, as we are very close to pushing the next 100. If you do want to trade XRP, your favorite crypto, make sure you look in the video description below. You can find MEXC. It has 0 spot fees for the foreseeable future and leverage trading fees if you're looking to try to 5, 10, or 15x or even higher the market. Be very careful with that. Or there's PHEMEX and BITUNIX if you're in different parts of the world. And if you are watching right now until the end, make sure you type in hashtag Be Better, Do Better. If you do appreciate my work and you want to show support, consider joining Tom's Army and getting an emoji badge next to your name. Month 1 is me being abducted by aliens with my face superimposed. Or consider sending 1 YouTube super chat per month, as I do put in an extraordinary amount of work. And it is always nice to be appreciated. So with that, pay attention to everything I said in this update. Have a blessed Saturday, and I'll see you this afternoon.